Hi, I'd just like to thank people for their comments and feedback, and thank you for suggestions. And some people have been posting solutions, and that's been really great too. I'm doing this video about taking snippets from multiple videos, multiple snippets, and basically using scripts in order to automate boring tasks. Scripting can be used in all sorts of different programs. Blender, LibreOffice, Excel has VBA, Microsoft Windows has command prompt. I'm using a Linux operating system and I'm learning Bash at the moment, so I'm doing some Bash script. And for this Bash script that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using data from a CSV file. And a CSV file is a comma separated variable, I think the V stands for, and it's just basically, if you look at it in Notepad or LeafPad, you'll see that there are commas between the different entries on a row, and the commas indicate where each column is. So if you open the same file up in Excel or LibreOffice or any spreadsheet program that you have, you'll see it formatted with the commas as the column indicators. So you can use other things other than commas in CSVs, but the most common one is a comma. And so you might also notice that the last row is my header, and I know it looks a bit weird, but the reason I'm doing that is because I'm using a while loop in my Bash script, and I was finding that so a while loop means it's going to do the program while some condition is there, and then when it gets to the end it'll stop when it gets to the last rows, and it kept stopping at the last row and not running it, so I've just put the header at the bottom. So if we go to the Bash script, the first one, I've done two Bash scripts. One I've included cropping, but this first one is just a while loop with just to trim or take snippets from videos. So you can see it says while loop IFS, and it's got a comma, so that's saying while there's commas, we're going to read the first three columns, F1, F2, F3. And we're going to read these columns. If you look down the bottom where it says done, it's got the less than symbol, which is basically just being used as an arrow here. It's like take from the times.csv in my case, but you just put in whatever CSV file you want it to read. And then I've got a I incremental command in there just to go through and add one every time it goes to each row, and that's just so that I can have a different output file each time. So I've put the $I. So you can see in the ffmpeg command there's $signs. There's $F1, $F2, $F3, and $I. And this is just saying, okay, this is a variable here, and it's taking the variable F1, which is from column 1, F2 from column 2, F3 from column 3, and whatever I is, and it's inputting it into that part of the ffmpeg command. And it'll go through each row, each increment, and it'll go down the rows, and it'll go up in number, and that'll be the changes. So every output file should correspond to whatever you've put in your CSV file. Okay, so then you might also notice that I've got a /dev/null, and the reason I put that in was because there were errors coming up. I'm not too sure how this works, something to do with sending errors to standard out, something like that. I'm not too sure. So it got rid of the errors anyway, and I've put a link to where I got that solution from. And so now if we look at the second Bash script, it's pretty much the same, but I've added the crop command in there, and the crop command, I've just put it in one column, there's 4 different sets of numbers that are separated by colons. And so the first number is indicating the width of the width that you want your cropped video to be. The second one is the height that you want your cropped video to be in pixels. And then the third one is how far across do you want your crop to start at? How many pixels across, and then the last one is how many pixels down. Sorry about the birds. So that's that, and I've just put it all in. You'll see, I'll show you the CSV. I've just put it all in one column just for ease. That is column 4, F4. Oh, I should also mention that I keep the script, the CSV file, and the movies all in the same folder. And the reason I did that was just because then I don't have to write the long addresses or anything. I just put it all in one folder, and then it just finds the CSV from that folder and finds the movies from that folder and just runs it there. If you don't have them all in the same folder, you have to start writing out the whole addresses. Okay, I'll put a link to the scripts that I've got here in the description so that you can use them. And if you want to run them, just like any other bash script, firstly you have to, like the first time that you get it, you have to make it executable. So chmod space plus X to make it executable, and then the name of the script, and then to run the script from then on. You only need to do that one time, and then every time you want to run it, you need to put / and then the name of the script and press enter, and it'll run that script for you. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful for people out there. Yeah, I just hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope you're having a nice weekend, and thank you very much for listening to my video. Thank you. Bye.